What's going on, guys? I'm going to be showing you guys a few examples of how I play lower time frame setups using the higher time frame setup. So yeah, let's get right into it. So I like to start off on the 15-minute, even sometimes the 1 hour or the 4 hour. Like as you guys can see on the 4 hour, for the past few days, I've seen that we've had this this fair value gap right here. And where was this? This was in premium. So my prediction was PPI would come up to this fair value gap wick there and then reject. Okay, so as of right now, I think we're gonna come down and I think we're gonna hit this low from this fair value gap. So what do I look for now? Well, now that I have that bias, then I go to the 1 hour time frame and I look for short setups. Okay, so in this example right here, we can see when I go to the 1 hour, we have this fair value gap right here, and there's your confirmation entry. But what do you do now? Well, you should probably go on an even shorter time frame. Okay, at this point you should go on a shorter time frame. So now you look for another short setup. Okay, what I mean by that? Well, on the 5 minute, as you can see, we have a breaker block here which we rejected. So you can either take that entry, or you could even wait for, like, this is like waiting for like 10 times more confirmation. Okay, so we have the breaker block in the 5 minute, we have the 1 hour fair value gap, and then we know we rejected the 4 hour, and we know we want down here. So now what do you do? Well, you look for the 2022 model. Okay, so this is the 1 minute. We're on this breaker block. We reject this breaker block, but you might not want to take this without confirmation. So where's your confirmation? Your confirmation is a 2022 model where we get a liquidity grab. So you don't really know it at this time, but you see that we get this liquidity grab, and then as soon as we break this structure with good, what's the word I'm trying to say? Good energy. You can see that would be your confirmation to enter short on the retracement. Okay, so in this situation, you can see that we get this breakup structure. You get this giant dump, and now you just go for the 3 minute, 2 minute, whatever, and you try to look for see if there's a fair value gap. And sure enough, there is. In the 3 minute, there's a fair value gap. It's also BPR a little bit. So this is the BPR right here. And that is absolutely perfect. We get the market structure shift, and you can see how energetic this is. And you can see this candle, we bounce off this fair value gap, and this was an energetic candle up. So it was very likely we would have hit these highs after. But then as soon as you see that fail to hit this swing high and you get this energetic displacement down on this fair value gap, that is definitely your signal to short, and know that it's not IDM. Okay, so you short there, and ideally your first target is obviously right there. But if you're a higher time frame trader, then your target would be this low route right down here. Okay, so if we look at the 15 minute, there might be people still in there. This would be definitely a good spot to take profit. We're up about 10 points since a short. 10 to 15 points is usually a good first take profit. As I looked away from the screen, I'm watching the Argentina game, and I just missed the goal. Yeah, that's great. I do want Argentina to win. Yeah, I'm not sure who just scored that, but anyways, let me finish what I'm saying real quick. So, again, you really want the lower time frame confirmation to match up. So we saw we had this order block. This is also a 15-minute order block right here. Okay, and you also have this 15-minute order block. So instead of just taking this straight off, where the candle could easily get ripped through, then sorry, I'm watching Messi's goal. Instead of taking this just without confirmation, you can go to the 1 minute and look for confirmation. But the thing is, you're not going to get that sometimes. Okay, so that's going to be your chance that you take, that you're not going to get the 1 minute confirmation after the 15 minute. So sometimes it is worth the risk just taking this 1 minute order block. Okay, or the 1 minute setup right here, as you can see. So the play's working out now. Let me just show you one more example. So if I go back to like the 15 minute, there's an example from a couple of days ago. So right here, we pumped up and opened. We have this giant order block, and you are expecting to bounce off this order block, right? Because that's what you do with order block. So we get the energetic move up. We see that the drawn liquidity would be this higher fair value gap, which we never got into. So here's a drawn liquidity, and now what? Well, you look, well, is this order block being respected? And it is. So what do you do now? You go to the 1 minute or 3 minute, and you look for a confirmation set up off that. So what do I mean by that? Well, you look for the 2022 model. So let me go to the 1 minute. I think there's a box setup on the 1 minute. So if you go to this, it was right here. So here's your box setup. We get the giant V-shaped liquidity grab, and then we break this, and what do you notice? Well, we have this fair value gap, okay, and the top of it is actually not in, I don't even think this was in discount, so it just went right in discount. And obviously your entry would be this order block or this fair value gap, so maybe you wouldn't have gotten filled for this. But there's your confirmation setup. Obviously your first target would have been this high, and then my next target would have been here. But there's a confirmation setup. We pump out of that for a nice scalp, and then boom, we hit this again, we hit the order block again, we look for another confirmation setup. In this one you don't get it, okay? So if you look at this, where you do not see, we see the fair value gap down here, which is probably like a 3 minute fair value gap, but we don't ever retrace into it. So there's a chance where you actually miss instead when you could have just gotten it into order block. So hopefully you kind of understand what I'm saying. And then again right here, we have a little IDM, but this isn't really that clean in my opinion. This price action wasn't great at the end of the day. But you can see that we hold this 15-minute order block all day. And instead of just slapping the order block, because some order blocks will get blown through, you just want to go to the 1 minute and kind of wait to see if we get the 2022 model. Like, for example, we get this order block was blown through. See this order block? You can see we just ran through this order block, and this is not 15 minute, but you wouldn't have gotten stopped on this if you waited for 1 minute confirmation, because you probably wouldn't have entered, because there's probably no 1 minute confirmation to take this short. But it does end up turning into a breaker block, or actually no, this is a mitigation block. You consider it a breaker because this was the liquidity grab. And we bounce off that, and then that's when you go to the 1 minute, look for a confirmation setup in this area, and then your target would be the high of the day. So this would be the high of the day. So yeah, hopefully you guys understood that a little bit. Again, waiting for confirmation, it can, on the 1 minute off of higher time frame, can be kind of, you'll miss chances sometimes. Let me just say that. The other day I missed like 3 chances because there's no 1 minute confirmation. But you gotta either do that, which will give you a higher win rate but less plays, or you can just take a play alone. Like you could just slap the 15-minute order block like this, okay? Obviously this wasn't a great risk to reward, but you can see kind of how that works. So hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions, and other than that, peace out.